First of all, I look good. Like, come on now. Now, to be fair, I always look good, but some days I look real good. I mean, okay, I look real good every day, but some days it's like, dang, you looking extra, extra, extra good. Like, okay, but whatever, right? Y'all know that I'm a Bridgerton girl, okay? And season 3, well, the first half of it just dropped this week, and of course I'm done with it already. Come on now, it was only 4 episodes, okay? So, y'all, I want to discuss something that I've been seeing a lot of in reference to Eloise's story. Of course, this video is going to have spoilers, so if you have not watched part 1 of season 3 and you are planning to do that and you do not want spoilers, click off of this video now, please. Okay, so there has been a lot of comments from people talking about how they want Eloise and Cressida to end up together. Okay, so a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I'd love some queer representation, you know, and now Eloise and Cressida are friends. And mind you, Cressida hasn't been married yet, and Eloise is always like, oh, this is not for me, so and so and so. And I'm going to weigh in on this, okay? Now, a lot of people were saying that Rashonda, what is her name? Is it Shonda Rhimes? I don't know, the lady who made Bridgerton. But a lot of people have been saying that she's been planning to incorporate some more queer diversity into the show, right? Because, mind you, they brushed on it a little bit, I believe in season 1, because Benedict was out at his art stuff. Remember that one guy was kissing on a dude, and then Benedict was like, yo, ain't you married? And he was like, yeah, you know, it's just a cover up. Basically, he on the DL in 1813 terms, okay? So they touched on it there. They also touched on it in Queen Charlotte, because Brimsley, or whatever his name is, he was gay, okay? And people are saying like, oh yeah, Shonda Rhimes said that, I think that's her name. Like, they were saying like, oh yeah, she said that she's going to add some more queer representation into the show. But let me tell y'all why I'm not interested in Eloise and Cressida getting together. Now, let me make it very clear. I am not opposed to gay characters being in shows. Not at all. In fact, I thought Benedict was going to be gay. When he walked in and saw the 2 guys kissing, I was like, oh yeah, Benedict is going to end up getting down and dirty with these dudes, right? But that did not happen. That did not happen. But anyway, I'm sharing that because, again, I'm not opposed to gay characters being on a show or anything. But let me tell you exactly why I don't want Eloise and Cressida to get together. Because, like, okay, first of all, I have not read all the books yet. I am still on book 1. I started reading the books because I'm like, there's no way I'm finna wait 100 years for the rest of these Netflix seasons to come out. So let me start reading the books, right? So I have no idea what happens in the books. Apparently, a couple folks said that Eloise marries a man in the books, right? So they're like, you know, if she married a woman, that doesn't go with the books. And a lot of people were replying, well, the show is venturing off of what the books went into anyway, so they might as well venture off some more, right? Now, before I get into exactly what my issue is with this whole shebang, and sorry if I seem a little bit all over the place because I am a little bit high, okay? But a lot of people were saying that they feel that scene where Eloise called on Cressida was foreshadowing. Because remember, Eloise, she came to Cressida's house and the servant was like, oh, you know, Miss Cowper, you have a caller or somebody to visit, right? And Cressida and her mom lit up because they thought it was a guy, but then it turned out, no, it was Eloise. And then her mama was like, don't you know these are calling hours? And Eloise was like, oh, you know, yeah, I just wanted to say one thing, right? So a lot of people felt that that was foreshadowing. Like, oh, Eloise came to see her during calling hours when Cressida was waiting for a guy and so and so and so, right? And maybe they're right. Maybe that is going to end up, you know, alluding to something in the future or whatever, right? But again, let me get into why I don't want Eloise to be gay personally, okay? The reason I am against Eloise's character being gay is because it almost kind of feels like a cop-out. And let me elaborate on that. Eloise is pretty much the only girl in the show who really bucks against society's standards for women. Like, bold and in your face. Now, of course, you know, Penelope is doing her lady whistle down thing, speaking her mind in a way that women are not supposed to. But what I mean, like, bucking against society standards, I'm saying, like, standing on business and be like, yeah, I said what I said, which is what Eloise is doing, right? Penelope's hiding while she does what she does. But Eloise sits there and she tells folks, I don't want to get married. I'm not interested in this. You know, like, I want to travel. Remember in season 1, she told Colin, you're lucky you get to get up and just go travel the world. I can't do that. And she mentioned, I would have loved to study at Oxford like Anthony did, but I'm a woman, you know? So Eloise is the only one really like being in your face about her dissatisfaction with society's expectations for women, right? And I just feel like it would be such a like cheap shot to be like, oh yeah, the only reason she doesn't want to get married is because she's gay. Maybe she don't want to get married just because, you know, she finds fulfillment with reading and writing. Maybe she just don't want to get married. Or maybe one day she will want to get married. She just doesn't want to now because she's young or whatever. Like, why does it just have to be, oh, it's because she gay? Like, come on. I feel like that's a very cheap explanation for her dissatisfaction with the system. Now, again, I'm not opposed to gay characters being in the show or anything. Not at all, right? But I feel like there's so much complexity and nuance to Eloise's issues with society. You know, society expects women to be XYZ, and that's not what she wants to be. And I feel like it's just kind of cheap to be like, oh yeah, the reason she doesn't want to get married and she's so upset with her debut and this, that, and so on, so is just because she's gay. She just wanted to marry a girl. It's like, why can't we have a more nuanced discussion of maybe she didn't want to get married because she feels like she wants to be a person outside of that and blah, blah, blah. She wants to XYZ. Again, I just feel like it's kind of a cheap explanation. Honestly, I personally feel that if Eloise was not the only girl in the show really bucking the system, then making her gay wouldn't be as much of a cheap shot. Like, if she joined some underground group of girls and women who were like, oh yeah, like we gonna tear this system up, right? And there were other like-minded girls like, yeah, we don't want to get married either. You know, we're not into this. We want to travel. We want to so and so and so, right? Then I feel like Eloise being gay wouldn't be a big deal then, because it's like, okay, we're not reducing the fact that she is, you know, XYZ into just, oh, it's just because she gay. She didn't really care about the whole system of women being forced to, you know, act like blah, 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 like they're just up to be sold to men. You know, she didn't really care about that. She just gay, right? You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be that like cheapening aspect if there were other like-minded girls and women in the show who were straight, who were just like, yeah, I like men, I just don't want to get married. Or I like men, I just don't want to get married now, I'm too young. Or, you know, I want to travel first or whatever, right? But the fact that she the only girl who stands on business like that, it's just like, honestly, it almost feels kind of stereotypical. Like, it damn near feels like y'all masculinizing her because she's not stereotypically dainty like Daphne. Like, if Eloise was more like Daphne, then I feel like a lot of y'all wouldn't be like, oh, let's make Eloise gay, right? But since Eloise is not the stereotypical depiction of femininity, then it's like, yeah, let's just make her gay. Like, again, it feels cheap. Now, of course, I'm sure Shonda Rhimes not going to see this video, so if she was going to make Eloise gay, then she's still going to make her gay. But if Eloise end up being gay, I especially don't want her with Cressida. I still don't like Cressida. Cressida trying to get her redemption arc in season 3, like, you know, they showing her family, oh, she has a bad family, maybe that's why she acts like that. I don't give a fuck. I still don't like the bitch. Like, it's giving Cardi B, if a bitch have beef with me, she gonna have beef with me forever. Like, Cressida, first of all, I'm never gonna forgive her for when she saw Daphne and the Duke in the garden. It was like, oh, Daphne, you might catch COVID out there in the gardens. Like, any fucking way. Like, I don't care for this redemption arc. Fuck Cressida. Like, So anyway, if Eloise do end up being gay, please pair her with anybody but Cressida.